What's going on, guys? I'm Andrew,
I'm Jason.
and this is Movie Source.
Today we're doing our non-spoiler review for Batman v Superman.
Alright, so as we just mentioned, this is our non spoiler review for Batman v Superman. We are not going to spoil any plot points or anything like that, so do not worry about that. We are going to be doing our spoiler review very soon, so look out for that in the next few days. Also, probably in the next week or so, we're going to be doing a scene by scene breakdown where we basically go over just about every scene in the entire film. We talk about, analyze every scene in the film, and we just give our takes on what we thought in that scene, what we thought could have improved, and just our takes on those scenes. So now, Jason, for me, the thought of Batman and Superman on the big screen. I've been waiting for that personally, probably since 1997, since I saw Batman and Superman or rather the Batman Superman animated series. It was the Kevin Conroy and Tim Daly, the Superman, Batman, and also you had Lex Luthor and Joker in there, and also I had gotten familiar with the Dark Knight Returns comic. And ever since I had those realizations, I'd wanted to see Batman and Superman on the big screen. And when I had heard 3 years ago at Comic Con that it was official, in 2013, I was like so happy. And so now like that it was like actually here, and that tonight we got to see it. I couldn't believe it. And I gotta say, like, I really did enjoy this film. I did. I didn't overly love it like I wanted to. Maybe my expectations were maybe too high, but I did enjoy it. It was still an enjoyable, good film, but it wasn't this phenomenal, spectacular, epic masterpiece I wanted it to be. But it was still a good, enjoyable film.
This movie definitely had a lot of hype leading up into it, and obviously it's going to with Batman and Superman in the same movie for the first time. And I try to temper my expectations, but I was a little bit disappointed. I definitely enjoyed the film, very entertaining, and it had some great parts. For me, just had a few too many things that I had to be like, wait, what's going on here? Or either that or like the continuity of the story was all over the place. I had a hard time following it a little bit sometimes. Right. Overall, the action was really good. I enjoyed all the fight scenes, all the battle scenes. Some of the motivations for those scenes I kind of had questions with, but for the most part, I definitely enjoyed this movie.
I also think what you're trying to say is too many times you're questioning too many character motivations, too many things or transitions from scene to scene. Where I understand
and
totally
things they just like left out or didn't even talk about.
No,
that
totally.
Like they sort of expected you to know, but it's like, why would you know this?
Right. I totally definitely feel you, and just for me, I didn't have those same sentiments. I mean, I definitely felt there was things I definitely felt that I didn't like, and like we said in the spoiler review, we're gonna go definitely into detail about that. But I gotta say this now, just adding to your point, now that we know for sure that we're gonna get that rated R director's cut that's gonna have 30 more minutes, I am very curious to see. I know for a fact that Jenna Malone, who got cut from this film, and I always thought she was playing Barbara Gordon, Oracle, after she had been paralyzed by the Joker. Now, I know for a fact she's been cut from this and she's in that. So, I mean, I'm very curious to see that extra 30 minutes because obviously this film needed a little more. I mean, it was definitely over long and there's so much stuff going on in this film.
There was a lot happening at once and they sort of, kind of go in between too many different things at once. That's why, the continuity is just a little bit off. But like you said, hopefully with that extra 30 minutes plus the rated R rating, they'll add a little bit more either, I don't know, back storyline or just certain scenes that they need to tie in certain things or what. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, well, just for me, I just want to see a rated R Batman. But anyways, I just got to say, without going into spoilers again, I just can't. I loved the beginning opening sequence. Seeing the Battle of Metropolis from Bruce Wayne's perspective, just such a cool, spectacular. The visualization again, Zack Snyder. You can say stuff about it, the way he tells a story for sure. You can make complaints, no doubt, even though I'm a big fan of his films, 300 and Watchmen. His visuals, the way he shows a film visually, it's just so stimulating. It's so beautiful. I can just stare at a Zack Snyder film and go, that is gorgeous. Now, that doesn't obviously always make up for his storytelling, and justfully so, but again, I thought that, like, again, just the pictures we saw in this film from the Batman fight, the Batman v Superman fight, the Battle of Metropolis from Bruce's perspective, and other scenes, just very, very beautiful done. And I love how they chose to show a lot of stuff in the dark too in this film.
Oh yeah, I mean it was very dark, but it still popped out at you at the same time. I mean, Yeah, and all these fight scenes where all the cinematography was great. You could actually see a lot of the fighting, especially in this one particular Batman scene that just looks amazing. We'll go into that more late in our other videos, but
yeah, no, definitely.
He definitely does a good job of showing everything that needs to be shown. So I definitely agree with you there.
Yeah, no, and also just really quickly adding on, if you watched our Man of Steel review, which we're gonna have also in the description. In our Man of Steel review, I complained about the shaky cam in that, and they did a much better. It was so much less known. I got to tell you, I was really looking for that the entire night. I was like, please do not notice. They actually switched camera guys in this back to Zack Snyder's original guy, Larry Fong. Much better cinematographer than the guy they had in Man of Steel. And it was much better. And again, in the action sequences, when stuff is shaky, I don't notice it as much because we're moving along with the action. You're interacting.
Well, yeah,
with
certain
it, so.
times, like in that scene where you see Bruce in the Battle of Metropolis, it is shaking around, but that's because buildings are falling down all around him. It kind of is part of the story. So like that, in that sense, it makes sense. But yeah, and during normal scenes, it wasn't all over the place like maybe it was in Man of Steel.
For sure. Now, really quickly, going into the characters. Now, we were obviously not a channel when Ben Affleck was cast as Batman. Had we been, we would have definitely made a video where I absolutely would have posted what I've had my feelings. Maybe we'll post a screenshot on what I thought about Ben Affleck's my favorite Bruce Wayne Batman. I mean,
he was really good.
Yeah, he did
very dark Batman.
Yeah, for sure. But like the detective work he did, just how involved he got in, not only the detective work, just his interactions with Alfred, how they work together, just how involved he got, how like you could see how much he cared in his character, not only about Gotham City, but just like you could see the threat of humanity in his face.
I thought Henry Cavill was pretty good as Superman too. He wasn't like standout amazing, but he portrays the character of Superman pretty well. He looks the part, and I mean, I thought that for the most part, I mean, he did everything right in that sense.
I agree with you. He wasn't standout amazing, but what the script called for, he was fine. But I really think he has the potential to be the best Superman that he can be. He's a phenomenal actor, and I feel when the script is right and gets his character like and again, I'm not saying that this didn't get it like perfectly right. It did get a lot of things right about Superman. I actually thought, now transitioning over to Gal Gadot, I thought she did a very good job. Now, obviously,
she was good.
In the trailers, we obviously didn't get a lot of dialogue from her, and that obviously caused, for me personally, it caused a little bit of concern. Now, obviously, I knew we had not, I knew the film was Batman v Superman, and she wasn't going to be a tremendous big part in it, but still, not seeing any dialogue from her did give me a little concern. She was fine in it, and obviously, granted, she didn't have a ton of dialogue in the film. The scenes she was in the film, she was effective, and I enjoyed every bit. And her action scenes, she was awesome.
Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, he was up and down. I thought he was pretty good for the most part. There were certain scenes I'm like, damn, he's nailing this. He's actually menacing.
Yeah.
And certain scenes, just like, okay, sure. I don't know. So solid performance, up and down, a little bit uneven.
I still enjoyed it. For the most part, it was still pretty good. I felt he still could have done a little better job, but overall, from the hate he got, I still thought he did a pretty good job.
The hate he got is not deserved. He was definitely worthy, but could a little bit inconsistent. That's my only thing.
Jeremy Irons as Alfred Pennyworth, I thought he was phenomenal.
He was cool, yeah.
Now,
a totally different take on Alfred.
Oh yeah. And again, he had a lot more interaction with Batman, and I just love that take from it. We're gonna obviously go way more into it, but just I love the way they bounced off each other, the way they spoke to each other, and how when they were talking to each other, like when he had the headpiece in, great scenes together too. I even could make an argument he was maybe a little underused in the film.
Yeah, he only had a few scenes, but the scenes he was in, I definitely enjoyed it.
Amy Adams as Lois Lane. Now, I personally felt she did a great job, again, for what the script called for. She did what she's supposed to do. Towards the latter half, there's some certain things in there that make you question not her as an actress.
That's more storyline. For me, the biggest thing, and this is in Man of Steel too, there's no character development between her and Superman. Like, they're just like, literally, Superman saves her, and then they're in love. That's pretty much how it goes down. Superman saves her again, and they kiss, and there's no development at all.
Dude, that wouldn't make you want to fall in love with someone if they saved you? Come on.
I mean, I'm sure it would, but come on, it could have been better than that.
I feel you, but anyway, I see.
And again, she's always in the right place at the right time.
I see. one of the times that did, we'll go in the spoiler review, but one of the times that really did bother me out of left field, but
Yeah.
we can't go that in this one, but I feel what you're saying, just to save you guys time for some weird, and again,
This is not Marvel. There's no end credit scene at the
There's-
end. Don't
yeah,
wait. There's nothing.
and I actually, between you and I thought that was a mistake. You know, I thought that would have been a cool way just to give us a little tease of something, because we know for a fact Justice League Part 1 and Wonder Woman are coming next. Give us some kind of a little tease.
Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this video. We did a bunch of reviews leading up for this movie, so definitely check those out. I'll leave a link in the description. And also be on the lookout for our spoiler review and our scene-by-scene breakdown, so definitely check that out. Let us know what you thought about this movie in the comment section below, and if you like these videos, you can hit the subscribe button.
See you guys next time.